We're in Los Angeles, California, and we're right by the Staples Center, near the convention center. We just got done doing the convention for Adult Con down here for 2009, and can't wait to come back next year. So what did you want to know else other than that, Shelly?
Everything.
How did I get out of the industry?
Yeah.
I had a roommate that was supplying me with drugs back then, and he gave me a choice. I was confused at what I was going to do as far as, you know, employment and how I was going to make any income. At the time, I was only getting $150 a shoot for, you know, 45-minute shoot. Then he told me, well, you know, you're making about $1,000, $2,000 a week selling drugs for me, coke and weed, whatever else we could come up with. Why don't you just get out of the industry, seeing as you're so paranoid about your parents and your family finding out about what you used to do, and keep doing what you're doing. Keep your contacts, which wasn't a bad idea. I could get out of the industry, I could keep my contacts, keep the money coming in, and go from there. So I did that. I made the conscious choice after seeing that my stepfather was viewing the Spice Channel, and at the time I was getting calls from the Spice Channel, so it was a conscious thing to do. And
why were you getting calls from the Spice Channel?
I was starting to become pretty well known.
Oh.
And my looks were unlike other guys' looks. Apparently they thought I looked like I could play the role. So,
what role?
The good-looking guy.
Okay.
I don't want to be modest. At any rate, I took his word for it, left the industry, kept all my contacts, kept making money, and then things started going downhill from there, even with him. He's like, you know, I'm giving you all the drugs, and you're paying me with the money you're making with my drugs, so you need to move. So I moved. I left and went to Palm Springs, lived with my parents for a while, and
your parents were in Palm Springs?
Yeah, they moved out here from Chicago, my stepfather and my mom. I was 25 years old when I lived with my parents. Moved back in with them after getting out of the industry, trying to find a new niche and get a better job, like I should have done. And that's how I got out of the industry. God healed me in many different ways. It was a matter of me trying to find out that it was actually His voice telling me that I needed something else in my life. He continued to put people in my life in front of me that were God-fearing people and Christians, and I continued to follow that. I had a girlfriend that had threatened to call my mom and tell her about my past, and I just feared for my life for that. So I picked up the phone the next day and I beat her to the punch. Lo and behold, my mom's reaction was, "It's your past, son. Get over it. It's nothing that is going to affect me now. You're my son. I love you for who you are." And the Lord just blessed me from there on out. The girl that I was with at the time cheated on me. And when I went back to get my stuff, there was someone else in my bed, and it was just a big nightmare. I left willingly, and the drama started from there on out, and I just decided to get away from it. And it was all based on my history and my past being in porn, and the computer crashing, and her finding the box cover, so to speak, and it just escalated from there. Problems, and finally I left. And when I did, and I got away from it, I found a Christian boss that hired me to help do sign work, and ever since then, he's been a really big mentor of mine, and prays for me before we go to work, prays for me while we're at work, prays for me while I'm at work, on a lift. If I get scared, he'll pray. Whenever I ask him to pray, he'll pray. Todd's a great guy. I love the guy. He'll do whatever I ask him, he'll do for me, and he's just been godsend. It's unlike you have, Shelly. You've been such a sister to me in Christ. You have done so much for me spiritually and mentally to keep me away and aware of the things that could happen to these people in this industry and are blinded by the lies of pornography. And when you answered the phone for me at 4 in the morning, I never gave up faith on you. You've been like a mother to me, a sister that I never had, and I love you. You're incredible. You're great.
Take a picture. I want this on video.
how good God is. We're not going to stop
God rocks.
until everyone knows Jesus Christ and that He heals, He saves, He delivers people like us, wretches like us.
A wretch.
Going to know how great my God is.